Welcome back to Bolt by Bolt. 2019 Buick Enclave needs front pads and rotors. Let's get started. First thing we need to do, jack up the vehicle. It's a 22mm socket for the wheel lugs. They're at 150 foot-pounds, so it's going to take a little bit of strength, or you need an impact. Set your wheel lugs to the side, pull off your wheel, set that to the side too. Never work on your car with just a jack. Always have a jack stand for protection. We're going to put it under the engine cradle for a little extra support. One thing that we have is a Torx bolt, and that actually holds our rotor onto our hub. It's just for securing it, but you get a good bit, and it doesn't hurt if you have a little bit of an impact, and just go slow. Took a little bit of effort to get that out. Take it and set it to the side. On the back side of our caliper, we have a 21mm for our Caliper Bracket Bolts. We have a 17mm for our Caliper Slide Pin Bolts. This one's torqued to about 30 foot-pounds, so it's pretty easy to break free. This one's 111 foot-pounds. It's really on there. It's going to take some effort. You'll want something with some leverage so that way when you pull down, it multiplies your force. This is where having your wheel turned helps you out a little bit. There we go. We'll break the other one free on the bottom. Before I get those off, I'm going to take my caliper bolts and get those free. Just do these by hand. There we go. We'll set those to the side. Now, we're going to want to wiggle our caliper itself free. And you want to get something to hang your caliper with. We don't want to hang it by the brake hose itself. So we'll just use a bungee cord. We'll loop through the top. And we'll put one hook in here. Put the other hook in there. And get that out of the way. So now we're looking at the back of our pads. There's little noise clips here, and these actually just pull right out of the top. There's one on the top, and there's one on the bottom. We can now pull our pads out if we want. That one pad really is kind of in there. You can see we still had some thickness to our pads. They weren't completely gone yet, but good time to change them, especially before the weather gets nasty. There we go. Gave up our other one. We've got that one out as well. And now with the other bolt out, we can remove our caliper bracket. With our caliper bracket removed, and I have our Torx bolt removed, we can take our old rotor and set it to the side. Because we live in Michigan, we have corrosion. It's just inevitable. So a wire brush helps clean up a lot of this rust. But if you don't have a drill with a wire brush on it, you can just grab a regular brush. You can clean it off by hand. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to clean our surface up. Spray it with a little brake clean. Get rid of some of that residue. Get it out of your eyes. You know, all that fun stuff. Now, because we do deal with so much corrosion, a little bit of aluminum anti-seize around your hub itself where the rotor is going to sit is always a good idea. Our wheel's also going to sit on that, so we're not trying to get it on our threads. We're just going around here so that we put a little bit of layer of anti-seize in between our steel components, so that way stuff doesn't rust on later. Now for this application, I did buy brand new OEM GM rotors. So we're gonna put these on. We're now gonna take that little Torx bit that we pulled out before. We're gonna thread that in through our rotor into the hub and just snug that down. And my glove was caught. We'll just snug that down. So now that we have our rotor snugged down, we need to take our caliper bracket right here, and we need to clean this up. Clean up our caliper bracket. We're going to take these clips off the bottom. So we have our caliper bracket, we have our brush. We're just going to scrub out any of the rust that we have in here. Make sure that we get these really, really clean. Thankfully, with this car being a 2019, there's not a lot of corrosion buildup. Spray it down. Clean that out really well. We're going to take our new clips. We're going to make sure that those are over the top here. They just press down right over the little tabs that are there. Make sure you do the other side as well. Another thing that you want to do, we're going to pull out our caliper guide pins, because our pins need to slide nice and easy. Our one pulled out here, I'm going to wipe it off. We'll take a little bit of Permatex brake lubricant, and we're just going to lightly, that's not lightly, no, okay, lightly, I said lightly coat. We're going to lightly coat our pin. If we need to, we get the excess off. There we go. Our pin's going to go back down inside the same spot that it came out of. Just press that in. You'll kind of notice you get a release of air. If you have to, lift up on the boot a little, but that should move back and forth nice and easy. We're going to do the same thing for our bottom one. Careful not to tear your boot. Again, clean off our pin. Reapply light coating of our lubricant. We don't want to overdo it. I'm going to slide the pin right back in there. Bleed the air out of our boot. Make sure it moves nice and freely. Now, one of the debates that people always have is whether or not you put any lube on your slides here, where the bottom of your pads slide in the caliper bracket. Some people say that they don't do it from the factory. I swear that I've seen it on cars, and it's not a lot. It's just a little, not even that much. Just a little dab. Just a little dab so that everything moves nice and easy. There we go. More like that. Not like that. That's too much. There we go. And there we go. We have our grease on here. Everything's lubed up. We're going to take our caliper bracket and we're going to bolt it onto our knuckle. So we're going to put our bracket right back over like this. 21 millimeters. Line right back up in here. Get the one threaded in. Go on the bottom. Do the same thing. We'll tighten those down by hand. And those go to 111 foot-pounds of torque. Now there's a lot of stuff that I'm willing to just kind of do by ugga-duggas and, you know, by feel. But when it comes to brake components, I like to torque them down to spec. So we have that click. There we go. Now we successfully have our caliper bracket torqued down. Let's install our pads. In this case, I went with Akebono. And you put in the bottom portion, push the back one in, and you want the vibration tab for when they start to get low on the inside pad up at the top. Other brake pad goes in the same way. Put it in, turn it a little bit, and it plops right in. Plops, that's a technical term, plops. All right, now that we have our caliper bracket on, we have our pads in. Before we put our anti-rattle clips in here, what we're gonna do is pull our caliper back down. What we need to do is we need to compress our pistons back in. Easy way to do that is get a block of wood, put it right here. You then want to get just a C-clamp. We're going to undo the C-clamp so that we can get our C-clamp on the back side of the caliper. And we're just going to gently turn it in. We're not forcing it. We're just going at a slow and steady pace, because you got to remember, it's pushing all that brake fluid that's pushed these pistons out back up into the master cylinder. Bottom out our cylinder. All right, so we have both of our pistons bottomed out. I'm gonna wipe them off. Just give them a good wipe down here. I grabbed a little box to put my caliper on so I don't have to hang it back up. We're gonna take our little anti-rattle clips. There's a hole up here, put it in there. compress that in. It's going to want to push your pads apart, so you just kind of, oops. There you go. Kind of push those down and hold those there by holding the pads together. Do the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to take my brake caliper itself, slide it up and over the top. We can grab our caliper bolts and put those in up top. Might have to play with it a little bit to get them lined up. Make sure you have your actual pin rotated properly so the flat side is against the stopper, and that way it makes it so that it holds the pin in place while you're tightening it down. Now we'll tighten our caliper bolts down to 28 foot-pounds. Like I said, it's not a lot. Now we'll put our wheel back on. Just gently lift that up onto our lug nuts. Set the wheel there. Make sure that it's seated on your hub. We'll start all of our lugs by hand. That way we're just playing it safe. All the threads go on nicely. Then we can run them down with our impact if we want to. But don't start out impacting, just in case you cross thread. We're going to tighten our wheels down to 140 foot-pounds. We'll do a star pattern, which means we'll go across from each other first. Then we're going to go around in a circle. And just make sure everything's tight. One thing you want to make sure you do before you get started on driving your vehicle, after doing your brakes, the first thing you want to do is pump those brakes back up. We need to get those pistons back up against our pads so that way we don't put it in gear and then not have brakes. Now that we have our brakes installed, we need to go for a quick drive. Just make sure that everything works okay. And what we want to do is get the car up to some speed and slow down. And we slow down with a little bit of pressure, down to about 40. Do that again. We're just heating those brakes up so that they clean off that coating and that they actually make their surface made up with the rotor surface. We're going to do this a few times, and I'll show you what the results are when we get back. So after a quick drive, you can see we went out and our rotors have kind of cleaned off and started the process of bedding the pads. So she stops nicely. Everything worked really well. Hopefully this video helps you out. If it does, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.